Los Angeles, 1947. The city is alive. Neon lights flicker, jazz clubs pulse with music, and hopeful young dreamers step off buses, chasing stardom. Hollywood was a paradox. It promised everything: fame, fortune, glamour. But for many, it delivered broken dreams and dark endings. The golden age of cinema masked a cruel reality. Powerful men controlled everything. Women were disposable. Secrets were currency. Elizabeth Short, the woman who would be known as the Black Dahlia, had stepped into this world wide-eyed, believing in the magic of Hollywood. She never saw the darkness creeping behind her. 1946, Elizabeth Short arrives in Los Angeles, stepping on a Hollywood boulevard, eyes full of wonder. Elizabeth was beautiful in a way that made people stare. Jet black hair, pale skin, piercing blue eyes. A voice like honey with a Massachusetts accent. A dreamer's heart. But in a town filled with beautiful women, looks weren't enough. She lived on the edges of Hollywood, crashing in cheap hotels, borrowing money from admirers, slipping between the hands of men who wanted more from her than she was willing to give. She told friends she would be a movie star. She didn't know that Hollywood didn't make stars. It consumed them. January 9th, 1947, the last known sighting of Elizabeth Short. She was seen at the Biltmore Hotel in downtown Los Angeles, waiting for a man who never came. She seemed anxious. She made a phone call. Then she walked into the night and disappeared. For 6 days, Los Angeles swallowed her whole. January 15th, 1947. A vacant lot. Morning fog clings to the ground. A woman screams in horror. Elizabeth Short's body was found mutilated beyond belief. Her corpse was cut in half with surgical precision. Her face was carved into a grotesque smile. She had been drained of blood, cleaned, and posed like a mannequin. The LAPD had seen violent crimes before, but this was something else. Whoever did this, one muttered, wanted us to see their work. This wasn't just murder. It was a statement. The Black Dahlia's murder exposed the rotting core beneath Hollywood's glittering surface. For every star who made it, thousands of women disappeared into obscurity or something far worse. The Hollywood system, a predator's playground. Behind closed doors, young actresses were trapped in a brutal system. Studio heads controlled their careers and their lives. Casting couches were real. If you refused, you didn't work. Directors and producers covered up scandals, paying off the press. Hollywood's biggest stars, Marilyn Monroe, Judy Garland, Rita Hayworth, all spoke of the industry's abuse, manipulation, and corruption. Some, like Elizabeth Short, didn't live long enough to tell their stories. The Los Angeles Police Department had a problem. They were used to cleaning up Hollywood's messes, but this case was different. The Black Dahlia's murder was too public, too grotesque to ignore. But the deeper they dug, the more powerful enemies they made. Studio executives pressured them to stop looking at certain men. Politicians whispered that too much exposure would damage the city's image. Reporters were given inside scoops, but only the ones that fit a certain narrative. And then, the letters started coming. Inside was a chilling note from the killer. Here are Dahlia's belongings. Catch me if you can. With it were her business cards, birth certificate, and photos, proving the killer was close. Watching, amused. But the LAPD wasn't laughing. The list of suspects was long. Dr. George Hodel, a wealthy surgeon with a twisted reputation. His son later accused him of the murder, claiming, "My father got away with it." Leslie Dillon, a former mortician's assistant who knew too much about the cuts on her body. Mark Hansen, a Hollywood nightclub owner who had ties to powerful men and was one of the last to see her alive. Yet, none were convicted. The trail went cold. The Black Dahlia wasn't the only woman who vanished into Hollywood's darkness. Los Angeles had become a graveyard of forgotten starlets. Women who came to be famous, but instead ended up missing, dead, or discarded. Jean Spangler, 1949, an actress who disappeared after meeting a mystery man. Her purse was found with a note. "Kirk, can't wait any longer. Going to see Dr. Scott. It will work best this way while Mother is away." She was never seen again. Georgette Bauerdorf, 1944. An aspiring actress found dead in her bathtub, a clue linking her to military men from a secret nightclub. Virginia Rapp, 1921. A young actress who died after a party with Hollywood elite. The press buried the case. Elizabeth Short was just one of many. But her case, her brutal, haunting case, would be the one the world never forgot. More than 75 years later, the Black Dahlia's murder remains unsolved. But Hollywood hasn't changed. Scandals are still buried. Powerful men still prey on the weak. And young women still disappear, chasing dreams that often become nightmares. Los Angeles was built on stars, but it was also built on secrets. Somewhere, in an old file buried in the LAPD archives, the truth might still exist. But will Hollywood ever let us see it? Somewhere out there, someone knows the truth. And maybe, just maybe, they got away with murder. Los Angeles, present day. The neon glow of Sunset Boulevard flickers on a rain-soaked street. A young woman in heels stumbles out of the casting office, mascara running down her face. She pulls out her phone, hands shaking, but no one answers. 75 years had passed. Hollywood had changed. The faces, the studios, the skyline. But beneath the surface, it was still the same beast. Scandals were still buried. Powerful men still preyed on the weak. And young women still disappeared, chasing dreams that often became nightmares. Detective Marcus Lane had seen death before, but this was different. The victim, early 20s, an aspiring actress, was mutilated in a chillingly familiar way. Cut at the waist, just like the Black Dahlia. Her face carved into a cruel smile. Drained of blood, posed in a vacant lot. It was a message. The past wasn't done with Hollywood. Hollywood had always been a place where dreams were currency. But for the powerful, so were people. Detective Lane's investigation led him deep into a world of hidden rooms, exclusive parties, and whispered secrets. Everyone knew about it, but no one talked. A-list celebrities protected the untouchable. Casting agents doubled as gatekeepers to a darker underworld. Wealthy studio heads operated above the law. And behind it all, a network of silence, forged in fear. It wasn't the 1940s anymore. Hollywood didn't need to blacklist women like Angela Carter. Now they erased them digitally. Whispers were enough to destroy a career. Social media could be manipulated to silence victims. And money could buy anyone's past into oblivion. The young actress Lane was investigating had spoken out about a producer just days before she disappeared. Now she was dead. Lane followed the trail to an elite, invite-only party in the hills. This was where the real Hollywood lived. The one with no cameras, no reporters, and no rules. Inside, he saw it all. Women too young to drink, draped over men twice their age. A-list actors whispering deals that never made the news. The same darkness that killed Elizabeth Short, alive and thriving. Then, the case broke wide open. Lane received a letter, eerily similar to the one sent after the Black Dahlia murder. You didn't stop it then. You won't stop it now. Inside was a lock of hair. Not Elizabeth Short's. The new victims. This wasn't just a copycat. This was a tradition. Someone had kept the Black Dahlia's methods alive, passing them down through generations. A secret society of predators hiding behind Hollywood's golden facade. Hollywood was built on two things: dreams and silence. The LAPD never solved the Black Dahlia murder. They wouldn't solve this one either, because some stories were never meant to be told. Detective Lane stood on the edge of the city, looking out over the lights. Somewhere out there, the killer was still watching, waiting, and he knew the truth. Hollywood didn't bury its past. It recycled it. Somewhere, another girl was stepping off a bus. Another dreamer, ready to chase the illusion. And another monster was waiting. Because in Hollywood, the Black Dahlia never really died. She was just a first. Hollywood's darkest secrets are still buried beneath its golden lights. If you want more chilling true crime stories that expose the truth, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. The past never sleeps, and neither should you.